So when you're on the verge of your dreams coming true, what's the right way to feel? Hi, I'm Nika Waters and welcome to the Boat Galley podcast. Today I'm talking about some of the feelings that went through our brains when we were just about ready to sell our house to get started to go on our cruising adventure. Today's episode of the Boat Galley podcast is sponsored by Yugo. Yugo is the only waterproof floating phone case using dry suit zipper technology. Invest in your safety because if you don't protect, you can't connect. Your phone is fully functional and there's plenty of room for your keys, cash, and cards. To get the only dry bag on the market with zero phone fails, visit www.yugowear.com. That's UGOWEAR.com. Yugo. Prepare for adventure. We lived in our house for over 20 years before we sold it. We've also been planning on going cruising for just about that long. After all, we bought our boat in 1992 and didn't buy our house until 2000. So when, in the beginning of August, we were just about getting ready to sell the house, when actually we had the number of sleeps left in the house left on just one hand, so many people reached out to me and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Aren't you feeling nostalgic? Oh, you must be so sad about leaving your house." And yes, I'm sure there are many reasons why you would be sad to leave your house. And I suppose what this podcast is just a reminder that the feelings that you are feeling, whatever they are, they're totally legitimate. If you're about ready to sell your house or pack your house up or rent it out or leave the apartment or whatever it is because you're about to go cruising and all you want to do is break down into tears, that's totally fine. Those are your valid feelings. For me, I wasn't nostalgic or bitter in the slightest about selling our house. To me, nostalgia has a tinge of wistfulness, almost like there's a wishing to go back and experiencing that again. Nope. The house we had was wonderful. It was where our kids were raised. It's where we have memories of early birthday parties and lots of pizza parties and lots of people coming to enjoy time together. We have memories of Thanksgiving with extended family and Easter where we had people piled up in every single corner of every room in the house. But when I looked at that house in August and was packing up last boxes, it was all I could do not to start dancing around. I just had this happy buzz of excitement. Always. That doesn't mean that I didn't love the house. That doesn't mean that I wasn't happy with everything that we did there. But I was ready. I was ready to move on to the next phase. We've been talking about it for such a long time. All I can do is think of gratitude. That house was wonderful for us in that phase of our lives. And now it's time for this house to be the backdrop for somebody else's memories. It's time for the young family who bought the house to move in, and maybe they are going to have memories of running around in the backyard with their daughter and their dog. We've been talking about heading off for extended cruising really since we first took the boat and went cruising just by ourselves as a newlywed couple before the kids came along. We've definitely been talking about it since we got back from the Bahamas with the kids in 2010. We took them for a year cruising to the Bahamas. And if anything, they're annoyed with us and miffed that we're leaving for this grand adventure when they're not in a position to join us. But that's okay. There's a time for them to live their lives and a time for us to live our lives. And they'll always intersect in lots of ways. But certainly when we first got back from the Bahamas with them in 2010, we told them and we started telling them back then, hey, guess what? We're not going to be living in this house much past your high school graduation because, yes, we're going cruising. We postponed the selling of the house twice. In March of 2019, our younger child asked us to not sell the house right away. We had initially been thinking, fine, B graduates from high school, house goes on the market, we sell it, we work on the boat, we get ready and we go cruising. But B asked us in March of 2019 if we could just please not sell the house for a year. If we could please give B 1 year of being able to come home, in quotation marks, for vacations, to come back to hang out with high school friends, to know that there was a room that held all kinds of memories. And we said yes. Yep, it wasn't going to be disastrous for us to hold off for a year. And boy, when coronavirus hit, did that look like a good call, because back the kids came. And in fact, in March of 2020, just about when the kids came back from college because coronavirus raised its head, we were just about ready to list the house for sale. I believe we had actually already sketched out what the website was going to look like and even taken a few pictures. So we held off. We said this isn't the right time to do it. We need to be home, and this is a great place to all be together. Lots of space and enough decent internet for all of us to work from home. And though it was still coronavirus time in May, when B's college said, hey, we're going back in person in the fall, and Julian let us know that he was heading off on a mission, we said to them, how would it feel to you if we sold the house? And they both said, go for it. The kids both said, you know what? We've said goodbye a number of times, and it's time for you just to get on with it, Mom and Dad. And so we did. And in August, when we were packing up boxes, we had no doubt, no regret, no wishing for something that once was. We're incredibly grateful. We were incredibly excited to have the experiences in that house, and also so ready for the next, whatever it is. We totally are ready for it. And I think that we are just in this very, very sweet spot of not only being ready for the next adventure, but also being able to reach for it. And for us, those were the prevalent and relevant emotions. And maybe that's not where you are. And that's okay. It's fine if your answer is, yes, it's bittersweet. Yes, I wish I could be here longer. And it's also fine if it's, woohoo, bring it on. It's been great, and now what's next? Whatever are your feelings around getting ready to go, those are the right ones. Take the time to explore them, maybe. Maybe we'll talk about it when we share in Anchorage sometime. Stay safe and stay healthy, because that's how we're all going to get back out there. Thank you so much for listening to the Boat Galley podcast. Have you subscribed? Because subscribing is the best way to make sure you never miss one of these episodes. Have a great week. Slow